Hi, hi, Crystal and Ray.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you both?
Hello. Hello.
Oh,
Hey, hey, Pam.
We got Lori.
Lori's here.
Yep. Lori. I got Crystal,
No.
Lee, Jean, Ray. Why?
We good?
On Jason.
What's wrong?
I don't know. Nothing's working properly.
Hey, we'll get the meeting started and everybody will.
Okay,
So
that
it's
works.
7:01. The meeting is started, and everybody here state your name. Lee Wessler's here.
Crystal Adams is here.
Mhm.
Dean Fellow is here.
Yep.
Lori
Jason
Barefoot
Allard.
here. And Lori Barefoot.
And Jason, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Jason's here twice, it looks like.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't get the audio through my computer, so but yeah, I'm
Oh,
here
good.
twice.
That's all right. I'm not getting it on the phone either, so don't feel bad.
Okay, there's no alternates to seats.
Thanks.
So, has anyone had a chance to look at the minutes, and is there a motion to approve?
I review the minutes. I make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I second.
Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Cool.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Okay,
Cool.
moving on. Ray, anything to tell us, or you just applying a wall again?
Oh, no, just playing a wall. Just keep a pulse on everything. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Okay,
We'd be
great.
so much more awesome if we had more members.
Yeah, we'll just wait for retirement.
Okay, Grace, treasurer's report.
Okay, we are at $439 left in the budget. And we have our $2,193.22 in our special. And everybody's caught up. Everybody's been paid for going to the conferences, which we did.
Okay, does anyone have any questions for the treasurer? And a chairperson's report. We'll get to stuff under old business. Any communications?
We just had a letter from Aquarian telling us about their meeting, but other than that, nothing. Oh, no, I take that back. I got all the letters catching us up on who's what and doing to whom. Huh?
Hello?
Are you there?
Yeah,
Am I
go
off
on.
again?
Yeah, you're good, Grace.
Oh, okay. I got all the copies of letters from the town hall telling us that we actually now do not have any alternates. Jim has been put up to a regular member and is good until, I think, 2030. So you're stuck with us, Jim. But other than that, nothing.
Anyone else? Communications? So moving on to old business. DRC report. Anything to tell us, Jean?
I don't believe we met this past month, did we?
No.
So, no, nothing, no report.
No.
Crystal, anything on open space?
We discussed the POCD, the new POCD committee.
Okay. P&Z, I don't have anything to report. Race Ag Commission,
Nothing pertaining to us, no.
Jim's not here, so nothing stewardship. Jean Pond, your pathway.
I will be presenting the trifold at the Quiet Corner Garden Club gardening symposium on April 5th. That'll be at Quinebaug Valley, Connecticut College at Quinebaug Valley or whatever. It's Connecticut State College at Quinebaug Valley. I forgot what they call it, QVCC.
Yeah.
So that I'll be having that, tabling that at that event. And I got a lot of handouts from the Conservation District to be able to put on the table with our display. So and I did meet a young woman from the academy who is interested in environmental science, and she's looking for volunteer opportunities. I said, we're going to need help weeding the memorial garden. So she says, I'll do that. So I got her number.
Excellent. Okay.
Is there a garden club or environmental club there? I feel like I saw an email, or maybe it was the middle school.
It's the middle school that just started a club. But the academy, I believe, has an Envirothon team, which is different.
Yeah.
Okay. Crystal, anything new with Sustainable Connecticut?
No.
Okay, and Jean, anything to update on POCD?
I did attend the meeting, and it was kind of get to know everybody from all the different commission heads or representatives that were there. And Amy Monahan is kind of spearheading this and doing a fantastic job, although she's like representing recreation, economic development. She's like on so many different commissions. So basically we kind of went over very roughly the outline, and we're going to get more into the meat of it at the next meeting, which will be on the first Thursday in April. So that would be March 4th, but I may not be able to attend because I have a conflict. Well, I'll try to be attending at both things, but it depends on what time.
Okay, anyone have anything to talk to Jean about to bring up at POCD committee?
Well, I plan to get the outline that's the state provides a kind of a outline what they want to see in it. And once I get that, I'll share it with everybody because we need to fill in the outline. And I did talk to the wetlands representative and let him know about, you know, the importance of water resources. And if they want to talk to me, I'm available to talk to them about that as well.
Good.
So
Well,
I don't have that outline yet.
speaking of that, and we'll get to this. I was at the Connecticut Land Council conference, and one of the conferences I went to talked about riparian buffers. So I actually specifically raised my hand and said, you know, our town is updating its POCD, and because Connecticut is the only state in the country that doesn't have restrictions for riparian buffers, is it a good idea to get strong language in the POCD? And she said yes. So you know, I think from one of the things I want our committee doing is, you know, making sure there's, you know, good language saying we have to protect riparian buffers and outline the different reasons. And I have some language I can
I
share.
love that, because if somebody's already written something and it's been accepted by the state.
Well, no, it would be our own. I don't have anything to copy, so I got some ideas. You know what makes riparian buffers important. Now, I think it's important to really highlight it in our POCD. And that said, there is a state bill, a House Bill 7174, that's trying to make its way through to make it a state mandate to protect riparian buffers, but we don't know if that's actually going to get through. So
They've tried over and over and over. I'm glad you're still trying.
yes, and you know who's blocking it is DEP, because they don't have the personnel to oversee it. It's like the dumbest reason. They don't want to hire people to oversee it, so they're against it. So anyway, you know, I think it's important. You know, one of our inputs would be to you know, stress riparian buffers. So I don't know if anyone else has any thoughts on that.
Well, do you want, so I mean, it sounds like you have something put together, but do you want any other sources to say, you know, because I could probably research and just find out, hey, this is what this state says, this is what this state says. And, you know, to Gene's point, let's not recreate the wheel if it's already out there.
Yes.
There's actually a document on the that was created, the Connecticut Stormwater Quality Manual, and it's just like hundreds of pages with hyperlinks to hundreds of more pages. And there is a write-up about riparian buffers in that document, but damn if I could ever go to that document and just find it, because it's
Right.
a link within a page.
Yeah,
But that's a great manual that we want to take pieces out of it that are really critical for environmental protection.
Right, but remember, the POCD is not it's not a law.
It's not a regulatory, it's advisory.
Yeah, so it's riparian buffer. You know, why is a riparian buffer important? Well, it protects the stream banks from erosion, it filters pollutants.
I may have given a few workshops on the subject.
Yeah, so you know, there's a paragraph explaining why it's not important. So when P&Z or you know, even the Conservation Commission in the future, when we review a property, then we refer to the POCD, not for the specifics, but for the reasoning behind why we have to include this in any plan and protect it. So it doesn't have to be rules necessarily. It's
Right.
reasons for the protecting it.
So what is it? So what is this that you're putting it together for?
there's a,
Plan open space.
every 10 years, the town has to prepare a plan of conservation and development.
Yeah,
And it's a pretty important planning document
Right,
that kind of wants to show what we want the town to look like in over the next 10 years. So how do we want the town to develop? And so we're trying to get since the plan of open space and conservation, which is the Conservation Commission document, is 20-something years old. But we wrote that when there was no conservation in the plan of conservation development. It was just a plan of development. So now is an opportunity to make sure that the plan of conservation is included in the POCD. And I know that there's a list that we came up with for prioritizing open space. The zoning regulations has, for open space set asides, zoning regulations has, the Open Space Commission has rules that, priorities for protecting open space. And I think we just need to take all those different ideas and agree that when we're trying to protect open space, these are the things that are important. So, it's a matter of like knowing that there's several lists out there and then kind of consolidating them into one we all can agree on, kind of thing.
right. I see. Okay. So like I could look up and find you a model ordinance, but we're not.
Yeah,
we're not.
Right. It's not an ordinance. It's the rationale behind why we want to do it. All the important scientific points and environmental points. So anything you can come up with, the more the merrier.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we could also look to see other towns similar to our size town and see what their plan of conservation and development looks like, to see if there's language that, so we don't have to write. And when we wrote the plan of open space and conservation, we started with one that Brooklyn had done. And then we adapted it to Woodstock. So if there's something that's already written it's been vetted and is, grammatically correct and it makes sense, we can just, look at it and kind of put it into ours if it's what people agree on. So yeah, if you have an opportunity, I'll also see if I can find other towns that have done them recently. I guess I could talk to Delia about it so she can maybe suggest some that have done it more recently. We could look at them. Delia was not involved in the meeting. Delia Fay is,
Really?
she works for NECOG and she's our town planner, but she was at the P&Z meeting following the POCD meeting. So I don't know if she's planning to attend these meetings in the future or if she has already got one commitment, so she's not doing the other one. It'd be better if she wasn't there, actually, unless she could provide us with like those outlines that we need to fill in. But yeah, there's opportunities to look at what other towns have done and pick out what we like. So if you have time to go look for stuff like that, I mean, these documents have to be on their website. So I'll see what.
Yeah, I can help out with that. No problem.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah. Okay, great. Because we want the new POCD to be strong, strong with as far as the environmental protections go. Okay, so new business. Grace, Jim, and I went to the Connecticut Land Council meeting. Food wasn't that great, but I got to attend a meeting where they talked about riparian buffers. They also, in that meeting, talked a lot about climate change and the importance of biodiversity and, ways we can combat climate change. And I'll go through it. I'll see if there's any. A lot of it had to do with the coast. So,
Yeah.
but some of it was probably germane to our town. So I'll try to go through that. And then we went to one on forest management and I went to one on obtaining it was a lot of land councils, and it was like a
Yeah.
obtain land and the importance of easements, but I learned a lot. I really did learn a lot there. So Grace, go ahead. What'd you?
Well, as Jim was very impressed. He went to one about LiDAR and tracking, to be able to identify pieces of property. And again, CT Echo, which is out of Yukon, is really good with the mapping, and the mapping that we get from NECOG is very good. As I say, it's a question of, at this point, I mean, I got talked to from a couple of people from Thompson who were nervous about a town meeting we had about those 5 pieces of property, and he wanted to move the open space. And I said, no, I said, it's fine, it's okay. And we wanted to have the open space pushed to the back of the properties. But they said, yeah, but it went to a town meeting. And I said, yeah, well, that's kind of in the town description. It has to go to a town meeting. I said, unfortunately, trying to get people involved is the biggest problem. And that was unfortunately a theme for an awful lot of people that I spoke to, trying to get people into it, and knowing that we don't, as conservation commissions, don't have any teeth. It's, as you say, all we can do is suggest and show people things. And basically, as they talked about with the POCD, until people understand what these things are, they're not going to, unless it affects them monetarily, that's the stumbling block. And that unfortunately was across the board a problem.
But that said, speaking of conservation commissions, one of the meetings I was at, somebody brought up how Eversource, culled their trees.
Yeah.
And I said, our town was a beta test site, and we monitored them, and we had multiple meetings, on behest of the Conservation Commission, and I think they backed down because we were watching them so closely. In this woman's town, they had like Eversource came in and just did it. And I said,
yeah,
you got to talk to your Conservation Commission and tell them, put it on the agenda, invite Eversource there, and monitor that, because apparently Eversource is just going willy-nilly into a lot of, because other towns talked about it, and I think we were pretty aggressive, because the other towns didn't have a clue. None of them did what we did.
No.
So that was good. I pushed pollinator pathway. There were some people who were interested in pollinator pathways and what they can do, and I told them there's go online, there's an organization, so there's some nice networking. So all in all, it was a good, it was a nice conference.
Good.
Yeah, it had a lot of different stuff. My only problem was an awful lot of it was geared to, and there were more land trusts. That's where a lot of it was
right.
geared. And, they were talking about getting funding to do things and getting people involved. And, it was, the one I went to with the knotweed was kind of a joke, but that's okay. It's a couple that has knotweed and they're trying to get rid of it, and they were going about it in a very bad way. But
we'll just cut it into a bunch of little pieces and drop it on the neighbor's lawn.
There you go. But no, it was my only problem was there are so many, there were at least 10 to 13 different workshops you could go to. It was somewhat, it was very crowded. I was not, as I say, not only not crazy about the lunch, not crazy about having to walk all over Wesleyan campus. And it was very crowded, but it is informational, it is affordable, and,
Yeah.
overall, as long as you can survive Lee's driving, you're fine,
I got you there.
Yes, I did.
If you land safe, if you walk away from the landing, it was a good trip.
Yes.
But perhaps the most important thing I did there, we were going through, they had a room with different booths, and I have my head down, I'm looking, and I get to, it must be, God, I forgot the one, but somebody says something like, how you doing? I look up, and it took a second, but it's Beth Bernard.
Yeah.
And I said, how's your health? It's better. I said, well, we need you back. and she, I don't have time. I said, but we need you at the meetings because your expertise, you don't need to do anything during the month, but attending the meetings and adding your expertise is really important. And I think I talked her into coming back.
Oh, you did. Yeah. Because she complained to me afterwards. She says, he got to me. I said,
Yeah.
Come back, please.
Yeah, it was pretty persuasive. So let's keep our fingers crossed. She's a great resource to have. So anyone go to anywhere else or know of anything coming up? I haven't heard anything. Jean.
Okay, well, again, the Garden Club Symposium is on April 5th. That's open to the public. They're charging $35 for non-members. It's an all-day symposium from 9 to 3:30. And it's going to have speakers on numerous topics. They couldn't get anybody from the district to talk about rain gardens. I'll be talking about rain gardens. They'll be talking about soil health. They'll be talking about gardening 101. I mean, they're going to have foraging. They're going to have starting seeds. It's a full program that would be, and someone talked about native plants. So it's another one, one of those all day things. And then on April 12th, I was asked to do a demonstration on seed starting at the Eastburg Library. So I identified myself as a member of the Woodstock Conservation Commission for that as well. I have been doing a process called winter sowing, which I use recycled milk jugs as mini greenhouses. So they will be providing all the materials, and we'll be starting some zinnia seeds with some families, I hope. And another thing I'd like to let everybody know about, which is free training available online at your own pace, is the Connecticut Wetlands Training. And it is the most basic, and then it gets into more details as you go through it. You used to have to take 3 classes, all-day classes, to get your wetlands certificate. But this one, you can just go through the modules and pick out the ones you like. And like I said, it's completely free and it's online, and you can get to it on the DEEP website. And you can learn an awful lot about the water cycle and the role of wetlands and how important they are. There'll be something on riparian buffers, the whole thing. And I was talking to the Conservation Commission chair in Thompson, and she said she was actually, because her meetings weren't having a lot of content, and she was putting a module up and everybody watched it together at their meeting. It's something you could do if you're meeting online. So that's something I recommend people to do. And the last thing that I was going to mention is that the new Roxbury Land Trust is going to merge with Wyndham Land Trust.
Oh.
If the membership approves it. Since Valerie died, she was their devoted leader for many, many years. And without Valerie on her vision, the board decided to merge with the Wyndham Land Trust, which will take all their lands and everything will still be held in preservation.
That's great.
Anyone else have any, hear of any meeting?
Yeah, actually, the Mass Con, I don't know what the heck we call ourselves, but it's people from obviously Massachusetts and Connecticut. And they talk about the different projects they have going with conservation and how to get people involved. And it's, I haven't had a meeting in a while, but we actually are having one, of course, this Friday from noon to 3 o'clock. It's very good because it's just, as they say, it's a lot of, it stays away from the laws, obviously, because they're different here in Massachusetts. I mean, I've moaned and groaned about this forever. Massachusetts Conservation Commission can tell you what to do. Okay. They have, what's the word?
They're a regulatory authority.
There you go. They're regulatory where we are not. But it's, we generally have people either from DEEP and other organizations come and explain a lot of, it's really just very good knowledge. If anybody's interested, as I say, I'll be going. Give me a call, and not the Tesla, okay? I don't want to go in the Tesla. But if anybody else would like, as I say, it's over at Norcross. And it's very, very informative. And Valerie actually was always there.
Yes.
I
Yep.
sat with her several times, but it's just very, as you said, useful information, and it doesn't cost anything, which really helps. But anyway, let me know if you want to go.
Hey.
This is Crystal Adams. So next Tuesday on April 1st is a special town meeting, first a public hearing, and then a special town meeting following. And I think it would be a really good idea for as many of us to attend as possible. They're going to be discussing, and then voting on a lot of the topics that you guys covered at the January 16th DRC meeting. So I think it would be good to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be at the town hall in the large meeting room.
At what times, Crystal?
7, and then the special town meeting is after, so probably 7:30.
Okay.
But if you go to the town website, it's up on the news section for those 2 items.
Good.
I just came up with something else. I signed up for a meeting it's going to be at Eastern Connecticut State University, and the topic is what is housing justice, because I figured that's a topic that we have to cover in the POCD, and I figured I was available, so I would go to it. And one more thing, Wyndham Land Trust, people know me and they know I like to go kayaking, so they asked me to be the land steward for Zealandia, which is a conservation parcel that was donated to the Wyndham Land Trust in memory of Doug Zimmerman. And Zealandia is accessible best by a kayak. It is on the northeast side of where Muddy Brook comes into Roseland Lake. So I usually end up there anyway once a summer. So I go and fill out my data sheet and go kayaking. And for that, they don't pay for my dinner. I think that's what I call the next POCD meeting. But that's just one more thing. I'm a land steward for parcel on Roseland Lake for Wyndham Land Trust.
Okay. Anyone have anything else? So if not, we'll move on to open discussion. Crystal, you have anything?
I do, yes.
Mhm.
I was approached by a neighbor, and we were discussing the 50-acre wood, and we'd like to go in and clear some of the, walk through the trail and clear it and clean it up a little bit to make it more accessible for walking and mountain biking. So, I'm sorry, Grace, what was that?
Mountain biking?
Yeah, they're great trails in there.
Yeah,
The
okay.
main trail, yeah, I've biked it before. It's great.
That's okay. That's okay.
I just
agree with
I would
that.
just point out that there's, I mean, I'm not saying, I'm not opposed to that. I think it's good that people use it. But there's also like because no one ever goes there, or hardly anyone ever goes there, there's native wild orchids that are growing there. There's all kinds of stuff in there that right in or right on or right near the trail that you probably want to mark them off or protect them or whatever before they get mountain biked over.
Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
was mountain biking in there November, December, January, and February, so there were no orchids growing at that.
Yeah, no, right, I know.
Yeah, but yeah, if somebody wants to go in and walk with me and we could mark off some stuff if you want. I live right across the street from it and I have not seen hardly any usage of it.
Yeah, I go there, well, I don't say all the time, but I go there occasionally. Which is great that no one else goes.
But I also live on the side where it's not where the parking is. I'm
Right.
on the other side of it, so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna see much now, but you'll see some stuff, coming up pretty soon.
No, it's only crocuses now. Orchids are not up yet.
I think for the POCD, it'd be great if we can get a really good trail inventory for the town. And that could be something the Conservation Commission, not just me, works on, is like finding out what passive recreation opportunities there are in town. And, I think health and wellness is something to be considered in POCD. And do we have enough trails, or should we be trying to get more trails, kind of thing? So that's something to think about. And I know there are logging roads through the Nipmuc Forest that can be hiking trails, but the DEEP doesn't publicize them as hiking trails. I've been hiking on them, but I don't know my way around. That's something we might want to explore too. If anybody likes to go hiking and wants companionship, this is a good project to do.
Crystal, do you want to? We went probably 10 years ago. I know WCC went through and we kind of cleaned up.
Oh yeah, we blocked the trails.
Yeah.
I had high school kids in there marking trails. Yes.
Yeah. Do we need a everybody get together day?
A work day kind of thing?
Yeah,
Again.
I think that would be great. And like I said, I've got neighbors who would like to help out. 2 different neighbors who would be happy to help out with chainsaws or other equipment to help, because there's some trees that have fallen.
We
Yeah,
should
so
all move for hazard trees too.
Yeah, so if you guys go through, just email everybody with the date and time. That'll be good.
Yeah. As I recall, there was a bramble patch that had grown up over one of the trails. Was that correct, Grace?
In the back. I don't know if it grew over the trail, but I know that there were some trees down. My bear claw tree was down. I'm not sure. I haven't been up there in quite a while myself, but we actually do have trail maps for that.
Yeah, do we have a kiosk?
Yes, we do. The kiosk is there. I had put, I did Walktober through there a couple of times too, but I guess we'd have to go in and take a look. I haven't been there in a very long time.
Well, good I'm glad we have it back on the radar. Thanks, Crystal.
Also, wear your DEET. I got like some weird new tick disease and it wasn't fun at all.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Miyamoto.
oh, no.
Never heard of
Yeah.
that.
What? Oh,
Okay, Grace, you got anything?
Nothing else, no.
Jason?
nope.
Jason too?
Right. Also, no.
Okay. You-
I'll just be setting up a work day for the garden, the
Okay.
memorial garden. But not until it's warmer.
Lori?
Just that this is my last meeting and
Aw.
sure has been great to have a chance to meet y'all. Yep.
But we're gonna wish you success in your relocation when that happens, and we're gonna miss you.
Yeah.
You
Jeez.
did, you did contribute more than you think you did.
Yes.
It doesn't feel that way, but thank you for saying that anyways.
Even with your knotweed background, it's okay. It's okay. I'm fine with that.
I can't bring myself to take it down, Grace.
Sure, sure.
Ray, you have anything to offer?
The guy, Crystal mentioned about the 50-acre, the walking path. So I think you guys have Pam's email. That's something, I mean, we definitely would love to volunteer and help out where we could on the walking trails. So you guys have her email on the address. And,
I'm looking to see if I have it.
yeah, Pam, because Pam, like you said, get her on board. She'd tell me go do it, and I'll be gone doing it anyways.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, no, and like you said, it's what's Woodstock about. They were doing the mountain biking this weekend, and they had to be 200 people on Quarry Road. It was nice to see them get out and ride the road this weekend.
Did they have to go through that big puddle?
Oh, they did. Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't know what time they were doing. I came out of the driveway. I took a right instead of a left. So every time a bike come by, I'd pull over. So I think it took me an hour to get out of Quarry Road. But that way I don't.
Yeah, they did NEPA or whatever it was.
I tell you, they look like they enjoyed it. I mean, they had a beautiful day this Sunday.
Can you, Jason? Sorry, Greg. Could you put Pam's email address in the chat so we'll have it? Because I don't have it.
Oh sure, yep. And I think she might even have you. So she's looking at me giggling now. She just came out of the room, so I'll make sure she gets it to you guys.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna have some adventures together. That's fun.
Nice.
Okay, so I have nothing else to add. Is there anything else for the good of the order? And if not, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you all. And
What's
we'll
on?
see you all next month.
Night, everyone.
Night.
Night.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.